Crafting for a Cause. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. The host, Theresa B, co-host, Mackenzie Lumbermill DIY. Links to the host and the playlist will be in the description box. I have this Dollar Tree standing pumpkin and some of their vinyl paper, this matte glitter pink. So thanks to Theresa B having me have like reversible decor on my brain, I'm gonna leave this side as it is, and I'm gonna put this on this side, but I need to get it off of this stand without breaking it so I can reattach it. Once I got my pieces separated, I traced out my pumpkin onto the vinyl and I cut it out just a little bit bigger than the trace area just to make sure that it wasn't too small. All right, I have my pink pumpkin cut out, and I lied. I went ahead and cut out a pumpkin with this buffalo check vinyl as well to cover this because it needs to be covered. It needs to just be done over. I'm giving this to my sister and I want it to look really nice. And this could be better. So I pulled everything off of the pre-made side. I didn't think that the vinyl would stick, and there was a lot of glitter. Like, I looked at my hand like, whoa, that's a lot of glitter. So then I sanded it down, and then I went ahead and applied my vinyl piece to the first side of the pumpkin. So I'm making this pumpkin for my sister who is a stage 3 breast cancer survivor. She doesn't do a ton of decorating. She doesn't like a lot of clutter. So I thought this reversible piece would be really cute for her to have. So she has her breast cancer awareness pumpkin on one side and just some general fall decor on the other. And I thought this glittery paper was really cute. This glittery paper really didn't give me much trouble as well, and I'm just using a plastic Chuck E. Cheese card to smooth it out onto the wood piece. I finally found window clings in my area, and I've chosen the Hello Pumpkin piece to add, and I'm just going to apply it with Mod Podge. I'm using this mesh tubing to make a ribbon. That original raffia bow was just too tiny, so I just make a bow and tie it with a piece of twine and then hot glue it to the top, but not so high that it's visible from the other side. And then I grabbed a little piece of pit berry and put that on the top. So to embellish the pink side, I have these party hats that we just had for my kid's birthday. And I picked out this gold one, and initially I was going to have it on the lower part of the pumpkin and then put something else in the middle, but I realized that it would look really nice in the middle, so I go ahead and fold both ends so that I could add hot glue, and I apply it to the middle, and I think it just looks really gorgeous as a middle portion of this pumpkin. Really not too much embellishment, but just enough. And then Just for the top of the pumpkin, I put a little bit of gold diamond wrap just to cover the top stem. When my sister looks at her pumpkin, I want her to know that she is strong, she's a queen, she's a fighter, she is a survivor. She is 8 years out from a double mastectomy, chemo, and radiation, and that we have her back no matter what. With the diamond wrap secure, I added hot glue back to the base and then put the pumpkin back in. And there was a small spot where some of the paper had ripped up, so I put just a small piece of diamond wrap in front of the pink side. I love the way this reversible pumpkin came out. Let me know, what are your thoughts on it? And here's some basic information about breast cancer. You can find more information at breastcancer.org, Susan G. Komen, the American Cancer Society. My sister was diagnosed under the age of 40, and when she finally found a provider that was willing to help her, she was at stage 3 and nearly lost her life. Educate yourself on the risk factors, be empowered, and be your own advocate above everything else. There will be a link in the description box to the Breast Cancer Research Foundation site, and if you would like to donate, there's a link for that as well. Reliving 8 years ago and nearly losing my sister, it puts me in a bad space. Let's move into something that makes me happy, which is Christmas. Okay, I've already painted my piece of wood white, and I added a bit of spackle on the sides to smooth out the layers that were showing. And I have this sheet of small transfers I purchased from one of my crafty friends from Chalk Couture. What I'm wanting is to do one side with my cute little gingerbread guy and the other side with either the candy or Jingle All the Way. Scarlet, sky blue, and lemon yellow to get brown. So I mixed all those colors so that I could get a brown to use for my gingerbread transfer. Okay, now I got my brown mixed, so I'm just gonna take my little squeegee, that's probably too much, and put it over my gingerbread man. I added that same brown to some wooden gingerbread pieces that I found recently at the Dollar Tree while my gingerbread sign was drying. So with my gingerbread side dry, I went ahead and I had applied the Noel transfer, and I couldn't decide if I wanted to do it in red or green, so then I just used both, not necessarily an ombre, but just red on the top and green on the bottom. And this was really good for me to test out these paste because I purchased this quite a while ago and just never gotten around to using it. So now I'm testing it out. So then I add grass green on the bottom of this sign. Then I remove the transfer and meh, I don't think I like it. So once the Noel side completely dried, I moved on to doing my final embellishments for this double-sided sign. I colored in the front of my gingerbread man's bow tie and gumdrops, and then used this peppermint looking yarn to trim out both sides. And here's my reversible gingerbread Noel sign, perfect size for a tier tray. Here's some recent beautiful decor that Theresa B has created. And here's some awesome wood burning done by Sandy. Please go check out their channels. For this DIY, I'm going to make a wooden gingerbread man face ornament, and using just this wood round hanging plaque from Dollar Tree to start out with. I'm going to go ahead and use that same brown that I mixed up from the second DIY. And once that paint had dried, I just used a black paint marker and a picture I had on my phone of a gingerbread face to draw onto this wood plaque. I hope you'll consider subscribing to my channel and hitting that bell icon so you're notified every time I upload a new video. And I'm using this white paint pen from the same pack to fill in the whites of the eyes, and I'll use the red from that same pack for the mouth and the nose. So I added my twine string back to hang this with, and then I found a piece of red and white gingham to add as a bow. Initially I did glue it on the top, then I ended up moving it off to the side. I love the way this little face turned out. I plan to make little boy versions and then some in different shades of brown. Okay, so I have one of these color your own ornaments, a mug with the whipped cream topping, and I'm gonna color this red, a bright red from Apple Barrel. And I'm just using my Apple Barrel white matte paint for the whipped cream. So I'm just adding some little details to one of the little gingerbreads that I painted earlier so I can add this into my whipped cream on the top of my mug. So I use a piece of cardboard as a guide, and I write out Cocoa on the front of my mug with a white paint pen. I find a nice spot to add my little gingerbread man, and then I take some white puff paint that I found at Dollar Tree and I add that in on top of where I painted white for the whipped cream. Then I go over my mug with a gloss Mod Podge to seal my paint and also to make it look like a glossy ceramic mug. Then I add a tower block to the back so this will stand up. Then I add a dab of hot glue and a piece of that yarn so it looks like I have a peppermint stick down in my whipped cream. I think it looks so cute. And finally, I have these heart chalkboard tags. Although the package says clothespins, you owe me some clothespins, Dollar Tree. I just hot glue one of those same gingerbread men right in the center. And I added a little embellishment with some of my markers. And I put a piece of that same yarn that looks like peppermint. And I just shaped it like a candy cane, and then I hot glued a piece of twine on the back so it can be hung as a Christmas ornament, and that was it. And here's my little ornament. And here's a look back at everything else that was made for this video today. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please enjoy the playlist. Please go to the link resources to find out more information about breast cancer. And most of all, have a wonderful day.